you Streetlight Crusaders, and I guess a couple of you wrestling fans out there tonight. Welcome back to Music Village. And we might as well call this show for now the Friday night special edition of Music Village, seeing the fact that this show is going to be longer than the Flintstones living room, seeing the fact that we completely forgot to mention the fact that we were going to review a pay-per-view as of this week. Now, we forgot to mention it during the notes, but we mentioned it during the intro. And what pay-per-view are we talking about, folks? Well, it's none other than the Showcase of the Immortals, or the grandest stage of them all, or whatever other nickname they picked up over the past 30 plus years they've been doing it. None other than WrestleMania 36 from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. Now, originally, and prior to all these world events that's currently been going on with the coronavirus, the original event was supposed to take place inside the beautiful Tampa Bay Stadium, or Reluctant Field, or Alliance Stadium, I think it was called, filled with 80 to 90,000 fans, but with the social distancing and I guess the hand washing and trying to prevent a major outbreak from spreading any further than it already is, it looks like WrestleMania for the first time in its 36-year history will not only not be in front of fans, but also will feature NXT and WWE's Raw and SmackDown along with it, and even featured for 2 separate nights, unheard of in the history of WrestleMania. And I think it was WrestleMania 5 or 2 that was held in 2 different places. I keep on forgetting which one it was. It was on the loading screen of one of the wrestling games. I was going to use it as a factoid, but we completely forgot which one it was. But we'll remember it most likely before the end of the night, but I digress. Let's get into those matches. And the first match we'll get into of non-championship implications, that is one with a stipulation attached to it, is John Cena and The Fiend in a Firefly Funhouse match. And the only reason this match is taking place is because well over 6 years ago, as Bray Wyatt tried to get John Cena to embrace his inner demons, only for it to lead to John Cena not only not embracing his inner demons, but leading Bray Wyatt into a downward spiral so much it would force him to go into a happy fun house with a Mr. Rogers sweater and an evil demeanor that makes him look like Mr. Rogers and Mr. Hyde at the same time. Sort of an El Kabong and Quick Draw McGraw sort of split personality complex he developed thanks to John Cena. But that's a bit of a stretch. 6 years just for that? Well, either way, folks, who do I think is gonna win this match? I'm giving it to Bray Wyatt. And the reason why? Because, yeah, he needs this. And I got a feeling he's gonna go to any lengths to try to take out John Cena during this match, which most likely will involve him taking Abby the Witch's miniature rocking chair and probably beating the living daylights flag tag out of John Cena during this match with it. So yeah, The Fiend to win this match. And plus it's a Firefly Funhouse match. Of course he has the advantage in that. And the next match of stipulation implications features none other than The Undertaker going one-on-one against the phenomenal AJ Styles in a Boneyard match. And the only reason this match is taking place is because Undertaker on not only one, but 2 separate occasions cost AJ Styles major moments in his career, besides the Twig trophy that looks like the Global Guts trophy that we won't see on TV thanks to Undertaker winning it, and also costing him the match at the Elimination Chamber after AJ Styles decided to run his mouth after getting some strong advice from Mark Wahlberg and him not listening to it whatsoever. And not to mention leading to Marky Mark chants on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, something I thought I would never see. Unless he had a 70s night and decided to do Boogie Nights on Monday Night Raw, which I don't think that would have been a thing either. But who do I think is gonna win this match? Well, with AJ Styles only with, one loss on his record. I thought he was undefeated at WrestleMania, but I forgot his first WrestleMania against Chris Jericho, he lost. With a current winning streak under his belt, and the fact that he is phenomenal, I'm gonna have to give it to The Undertaker. As much as I would love to see AJ Styles win this match and do a phenomenal forearm to Undertaker into a pile of skeletons or whatever the World of Boneyard match is gonna be, Undertaker's gonna have some added motivation to beat the hell out of one AJ Styles, and I got a feeling that's gonna be enough for him to take out the Phenomenal One. And the next match to take place on this said pay-per-view will feature Kevin Owens, the Frankenstein monster himself, going one-on-one against the Monday Night Messiah, CrossFit Jesus, Seth Rollins, in a one-on-one match. I thought there was a stipulation, apparently not. And the only reason this match is going down is, well, after Seth Rollins' downward spiral after the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and the people who once loved him now turning their back on him, and even Kevin Owens after the Survivor Series accusing him working alongside with the Authors of Pain, it would lead to Seth Rollins becoming a martyr and a messiah, and would lead to Kevin Owens raging against the machine, against the quote-unquote change that Seth Rollins would try to bring to Monday Night Raw leading into this match. Because along the way, Kevin Owens would end up costing Seth Rollins the tag team championships and even a match on Monday Night Raw because of his rebellion, according to the Monday Night Messiah. So, with all that said, who do I think is going to win this match? Well, with KO Mania in an 0-4 streak, or an 0-3 streak, with the fact that not only he lost the Money in the Bank ladder match, that match that he had alongside with Sami Zayn, and even the match against Chris Jericho, he needs this win. He definitely needs this win because he's in a reverse streak at WrestleMania, and with Seth Rollins so full of himself right now, I got a feeling this is the perfect time for Kevin Owens to strike and win this match and finally get the KO Mania moment he's been looking for the longest amount of time. So I'm definitely giving it to Kevin Owens, most likely with him reversing a curb stomp directly into a pop-up powerbomb. The coolest circumstance I could think that could happen during this match. And not to mention, the first time you would see him wrestle on a major stage with Kevin Owens since back when Kevin Owens was a part of the Authority, or at least picked by Triple H to cause a match between Seth and, I guess, Triple H at WrestleMania 33. Yeah, we're going back a bit with this, folks. And the next non-championship match that they threw together at the last minute would be none other than Aleister Black going one-on-one against Bobby Lashley in a one-on-one contest. And this match, the only reason it's happening, we'll have to go with what Aleister Black said. With the both of them being a very powerful force in the ring and able to beat their opponents just like that, we have to see which one of us is going to be able to take each other out in the quickest way known possible. So with that said, who do I think is going to win this match? Well, as long as Bobby Lashley doesn't bring Lana alongside with him and to make this match interesting, because a lot of people are wondering why in the world this match is happening at WrestleMania, I say why not? And I got a feeling this could have potential of being match of the night, and I'm going to give it to Aleister Black to win it all. Even though Bobby Lashley did lose at last year's WrestleMania because he had a manager at his side, I got a feeling he's still going to lose regardless. But if Lana's at ringside, there's a high possibility he may win, but I'm still going to bet on Black. And hopefully we see at least one or two Tiger knees during that event, because we haven't seen one in a very, very long time on Monday Night Raw since this incident took place, and the incident being the coronavirus. And the next match to take place on this said pay-per-view will feature Elias going one-on-one against King Corbin. And this match happened after Elias decided to play sing-along and embarrass the king in his kingdom, saying that he's gone mad and delusional, and for King Corbin to respond by kicking him off the side of a stage, or more or less using his magic scepter to knight him off the side of a stage. Right. So with that said, who do I think is going to win this match? Well, with the fact that I think Elias might be dead after falling off the stage onto concrete, I'm going to have to give it to King Corbin. Unless Elias makes some miraculous recovery during this whole thing, yeah, definitely giving it to King Corbin to win this match, because he will be, I guess, the last man standing in this situation. Definitely will be. And speaking of last man standing, the next match to take place on this said pay-per-view will feature Edge going one-on-one against Randy Orton in a last man standing match. And if my records serve correct, I do believe this will be, in WrestleMania history, the first ever last man standing match to take place at this said pay-per-view. And not to mention the first WrestleMania that Edge would be a part of since his retirement at WrestleMania 27. Yeah, the last match he had was a curtain jerker against Alberto Del Rio for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 27. So, after 9 years, and the only reason this match is going down is after 9 years of wondering what if Edge would make his return at number 21 at the Royal Rumble, sending the WWE Universe into a fanfare, and for him to say that he has grit and passion for this business and would want to end his career on his terms, but due to Randy Orton's selfless actions, according to the voices in his head, would try to take out Edge and prevent his in-ring return for good, so he won't hurt himself or cripple himself during his return back to the ring. And in an effort in trying to do that, he would drive Edge to that Daffy Duck world that he lived in before, which he would do anything and everything to get his hands on a human being to beat the living daylights flag tag out of him, which would lead to this last man standing match. And who do I think is going to win this last man standing match? Well, with the fact that Randy Orton is, well, Randy Orton, and with the fact that Edge being the way that he is, and if I'm going by video game terms, I would have to say Randy Orton would win this match. But if I'm going by real life terms, and with how crazy and how far lengths some things that Edge would be willing to go to win the last man standing match, I would have to say Edge. Definitely would have to say Edge to win this match. Now, unfortunately, he will not have the big show and a giant oversized spotlight to help him win this said match, but I got a feeling a concerto and that modified key lock that he did to MVP may be involved to help him take out the Viper once and for all on the grandest stage of them all. So yeah, definitely Edge to win this match. Even though he hasn't been in a match in 9 years, still giving it to Edge. And the next match to take place at WrestleMania would be none other than Dolph Ziggler going one-on-one against Otis from Heavy Machinery. And the only reason this match is going down is, well, because of Mandy Rose. And because Otis liked Mandy Rose, wanted to go out with Mandy Rose, and Dolph Ziggler decided to stick his nose in business that didn't belong to him, and Otis, instead of sticking up for himself, would decide to just tuck his head low, kick some dirt on the ground, and just let this all happen till it boiled to a fester to the point that it cost him a chance to get a tag team championship match at WrestleMania by him beating the living daylights out of Miz and Morrison with steel chairs, and it would ultimately lead to him challenging Dolph Ziggler at WrestleMania, and with Mandy Rose in the center as a prize. Yeah, I got a feeling what's gonna happen after WrestleMania is that he's gonna leave the both of them. Yeah, that's in typical relationship form. That's what I think is gonna happen with that. But with this match, if Otis could learn how to control his emotions, I'm giving it to him. But if he doesn't, all Dolph Ziggler has to do is weather the storm and then get a zigzag or a super kick in from out of nowhere. And then next thing you know, Dolph Ziggler will win this match. So it can go either way, but for comedy's sake, I got a feeling it's going to be Dolph Ziggler to win this match because he's most likely going to use Mandy Rose as a chess piece on this board to try to get checkmate to win it all. Yeah, we're using chess metaphors for freaking WrestleMania this year. And oh, before we forget, folks, we almost forgot to mention this would be the first singles match that Dolph Ziggler would ever have at WrestleMania in his entire career. Wow, really? You know, I thought he would have had a singles match long ago, but nope. This is the first one, and it's a love triangle, so technically it's not even a singles match. And with all those non-championship matches out of the way, folks, we might as well go ahead and get a drink of water, and when we return, we'll be back with all of the championship matches that will be featured at this year's WrestleMania from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, right after this. So don't go away just yet, folks, and stay tuned.